The revival of traditional Chinese culture among young people in China is one of the most fascinating trends of the last decade. Walking through the streets of cities like Beijing, Shanghai, or Chengdu, you'll find young people dressed in the flowing robes of Hanfu, the ancient clothing style of the Han Chinese. You might hear the sounds of Guofeng or national style, music playing through someone's headphones, or see snippets of traditional Chinese calligraphy practiced in a local café. This Back to the Roots movement is more than just a fashion or a hobby. It reflects a growing cultural pride and a sense of connection to something deeper than the fast-paced modern life. One evening, I came across a young woman named Mei in a park in Beijing. She was dressed in Hanfu, and her outfit was complete with long, flowing sleeves and intricate embroidery. She told me that she wasn't wearing it for any specific reason or festival. She just felt like it. For Mei, Hanfu was a way to feel more connected to her cultural heritage. She laughed as she admitted it sometimes drew stares, but said that it was worth it to embrace what she felt was a part of herself. Mei's enthusiasm for Hanfu is not an isolated case. In recent years, the Hanfu movement has gained momentum, with people like Mei helping to fuel a renewed interest in clothing that dates back hundreds, if not thousands, of years. Interestingly, this revival isn't a strict return to historical accuracy. While some Hanfu enthusiasts meticulously recreate ancient designs, others adapt traditional styles to fit more contemporary looks. You'll see young people pairing Hanfu tops with jeans or sneakers, merging old with new in a way that feels distinctly modern. It's a creative reimagining rather than a rigid reconstruction, and perhaps that flexibility has helped the movement grow. There are now Hanfu festivals, online forums, and influencers who share styling tips, fabric sources, and advice on the best places to wear these outfits. What was once a niche interest is now a thriving subculture, with young people from diverse backgrounds engaging in conversations about identity, history, and fashion. Beyond clothing, this cultural renaissance is spreading to other areas, like music. Guofeng music, or Chinese national-style music, has become a genre unto itself, blending traditional Chinese instruments and melodies with modern genres like hip-hop and electronic dance music. Artists experiment with everything from the ancient sounds of the guzheng to beats inspired by Western EDM, creating a unique fusion that feels both ancient and modern. This genre has its roots in traditional Chinese music, but it's infused with the energy and creativity of the younger generation. It's not uncommon to hear Guofeng music in everything from video game soundtracks to short videos on Douyin, the Chinese version of TikTok. Some of the most popular songs even use ancient Chinese poetry as lyrics, a nod to the past with a very 21st century twist. One story that captures this blend of music and heritage comes from a young Guofeng artist, Xiao Lei, who shared her journey of rediscovering her love for traditional music. Xiao Lei was initially a pop music fan, but a visit to a small countryside village changed her perspective. She heard an elderly woman singing a hauntingly beautiful folk song and was struck by its power. Inspired, she began learning traditional instruments and experimenting with how to incorporate them into her own compositions. Xiao Lei's story is one of many, showing how the old can find new life when reinterpreted through the eyes of a younger generation. Another area that's seen a resurgence is calligraphy. Although calligraphy is often thought of as an art for the elderly or something that belongs in museums, young people are picking it up as a way to relax and express themselves. Social media is full of tutorials, videos, and examples of modern calligraphy that draw on traditional techniques, but with a fresh flair. Some young calligraphers are even turning their work into modern artworks, incorporating it into graphic design, or using calligraphy brushes on digital screens. For others, it's a way to unplug. One calligrapher, Li Wei, explained to me how practicing the art helped him find a sense of calm and balance amidst his otherwise hectic schedule. "It's a time where I can just breathe," he said, "to feel the brush move and think about each stroke." As more young people turn toward traditional arts and customs, they're building a bridge between the old and new in ways that suit a fast-paced digital world. This blending of eras doesn't just preserve the past, it reinvents it, allowing for the kind of experimentation that keeps culture alive. You'll see this especially in how they share their art, music, and fashion on social media. Platforms like Weibo, Douyin, and Bilibili have become gathering places where people share everything from Hanfu tips to calligraphy tutorials. The digital age, far from diluting traditional culture, has given it a platform to thrive. For many, this return to traditional culture is about identity and pride. After decades of rapid modernization and the influx of Western culture, young Chinese are rediscovering a cultural richness that they might not have fully appreciated growing up. In a world that often feels globalized and homogeneous, they're reclaiming something uniquely theirs. Whether they're wearing Hanfu, listening to Guofeng music, or practicing calligraphy, these young people are embracing their roots with a modern twist, blending ancient art forms with contemporary expression. Through this revival, they're ensuring that these traditions aren't just preserved but reborn, celebrated, and shared with the world in a way that feels as fresh and alive as the traditions themselves once were.